times than they'd normally expect to be. 5-second board is shown. The revs are rising. The 5-second board has gone. The red lights are out. Away we go. Great start there by Lee Morgan from second on the grid, already trying to get alongside Rob Wellham from the staggered grid there as they go up towards Rich's corner for the first time. Morgan on the outside line, but getting his nose in front and driving around the outside of him at Rich's corner. So a great start that from Lee Morgan. He would like to end his season on a high note with a 6th victory of the year. But immediately Wellham trying to come back at him, and he makes it through on the inside at Wilton, runs out wide on the exit, and a third change of lead in the first 2 corners, because it's Morgan back through on the exit. If Morgan can get the 7th win of the season here, there is at least bragging rights over Booth in that respect, because Booth has only had 6 so far, but he also has the power to add. It's Lee Morgan leading. It's Rob Wellham in second place, Dan Clues in third position as they round Agostini.
Clues either got hooked up better or his engine has a little bit more torque than the others ahead of him, because he was the quickest actually up to the corner into the braking area for Rich's. Brilliant stuff.
But he's about to lose a place at Hamilton, I think. Just trying to work out who it is to. It is to Dan Gore, who's gone through. Michael Watton also has gone through, so he's lost a couple of places there, has Dan Clues. So a great start, but it's not gone so well since then. He's down to 5th place now. Booth is there in 6th, probably just trying to keep his nose clean in this one, I would think. And then the rest of them go through. Down the Bentley Straight they come. It'll be fascinating to see what kind of lap times they do compared to this morning when they were doing 2:25s. Look at this though for the lead, really close. And Wellham, possibly as he rides the curbs there, a little bit aggressively in these single-seaters. He has maintained his position right up behind Lee Morgan there, tracking him right through the bomb hole towards Corham they go. I turn see them through our commentary box window. They head into Murray's, and there is very little to choose between them. As they come up to the line, Wellham will have the tow here along the start and finish straight. He's going to dive out of the slipstream, I think. He goes to the left-hand side of the circuit. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes, he is, around the outside. Brilliant move that from Rob Wellham to take the lead of the race. From Lee Morgan then. The rest of the field coming through and over the start line to complete lap number 1. That was a bit close, wasn't it, Marcus?
That was very close. I had a very deep intake of breath there, and I sort of quite expected to see some flags waving, but there were none, I'm glad to say. It was a wonderful move by Rob Wellham around the outside, really brave. He had the driest part of the circuit, which he managed to make his own.
He did. So let's see as well what Michael Watton can do here, because he's now got ahead of Dan Gore as well. He is the reigning champion. He outbreaks himself a little bit though going into Agostini that time though. And although the track is dry, you can see how wet it still is if you get onto the grass. So that's the very last thing that you want to do here. Third is Watton, 4th is Clues. Sorry, 3rd is Watton, 4th is Gore, 5th is Clues, and 6th Matthew Booth. Rob Bailey in 7th, Ben Powney in 8th. Falkingham 9th, and Matthew Minette, who was 6th at the start, dropping back. He enjoyed the wet early on, but possibly not enjoying the dry quite as much. There's the Mattel Racing run car of Dangor.
It was impressive, wasn't it? 2:00.54 as a start lap. That was hugely impressive.
There's the 1 car of Watton then, and he's chasing after them. Here we have the battle for 13th and 14th, Dax Ward and Mark Betts, a driver that switched over from RGB Sports 1000. Andrew Wheels trying to make that 3 wide as well for 13th, 14th and 15th positions. The cars heading down the... There they are, absolutely fantastic stuff in formation into Brundle that time. And it's Ward, Wheels and now Betts. So Betts has fallen to the back of the field there. As the leaders come over the line, it's Wellham by 0.6 of a second from Morgan now. Watton 3rd, but lapping faster than Morgan. Then Gore, Clues and Booth rounding out the top 6 at the moment. So that's pretty good. Here's this little fight again on down the order. For the drivers they don't normally get to see too much of. Dax Ward, I think, was a retirement from yesterday's race. But good to see him back out. He's been a stalwart of this, and Amon Aposto racing over the years. Wheels looking to make up another place around the outside, and he's done so. And Elliot Mitchell, I think that is, just going out into the race, but 2 laps after everyone else started it.
That wasn't quite as incisive as Wellham's move, but it had the same result.
Yeah, so Wheels up at another position. There is Wellham, race leader, and he's got Lee Morgan all over the back of him. It was 0.6 of a second at the beginning of the lap, but it's less than that now as they make their way through Oggies. So Morgan, 2013 champion, of course, in the F1000s. Backed this year by 365Hosts and builditfinance.com. But just behind him, or just ahead of him, is Rob Wellham. Very quick teenager who, I'm sure if he'd had the reliability and good fortune on his side this year, would have been a championship contender as well. So try and make the most of this weekend. But Morgan giving him a very hard time. What a competitor he's got up against him there. There's Clues, there is Booth, so that's 5th and 6th. Booth, 2016 Sports Special Champion, now 2019 F1000 champion as well. Two leaders making their way through. Murray's back onto the centre straight to complete lap number 3. Fascinating to look at the lap times and also see how Michael Watson's compares this time. The man in 3rd place, so they've got across the line, both doing 154s, 153s, but Watson has got the fastest lap of the race, a 153.02. So the man in 3rd place is closing in on the leaders. Dan Gore also the PB at 153.55, so he's catching them too. It wasn't as quick as Watson that time. A relatively slow lap, a 155.17 for Matthew Booth, but as I say, I suspect this is much about keeping his nose clean as anything else with the championship provisionally in the bag. Here's Wellham, Morgan and Watson, 3rd place man, reigning champion, bearing down on both of those two leaders at Agostini hairpin. Round the left-hander they go. Dry on the right-hand side of the circuit, still damp on the left, so damp offline. It's there's more than a car's width, though. I would suggest a dry track if you do need to try and make an overtake. Round Oggies again. Morgan really pushing Wellham very hard here, but Watson is definitely catching in 3rd place. That blue car, I would say, Marcus.
It does appear so, doesn't it? And he's carrying some great speed out of the corners, and you can see on the straight there, on the Bentley straight, first 4 coming down into Brundle.
Yeah, a bit of a lock-up there from Lee Morgan in 2nd. Now that might have cost him a little bit of time. He's still there ahead of Watson. Watson certainly has closed the gap. It was about 2 seconds, 2nd, 3rd. At the beginning of the lap, it's split about a second now.
Just managed to Morgan up on the curb coming out of the bomb hole, but Watson in 1, last year's champion, is going to make it 3 for the lead.
He is there almost together. Oh, and Morgan's completely lost it. He spins coming out of Morris, the 2013 champion in 2nd place. Spins there. He's got to try and execute a clever manoeuvre to rejoin the circuit, and frustration for the Petra Motorsport driver.
Make it 2 for the lead.
Yes, absolutely. No sooner had you said that. Look at this, though. Fantastic scrap down the order. I don't think there was this many F1000 cars in this race. It looked like there was about 25 of them heading into Brundle that time. We've got Elliot Mitchell. He's 2 laps behind everyone else, but it'll be interesting to see what lap time he's doing. He's just gone past Andrew Wheels there, who's in 13th place. I guess there might be an element of different tyre selection in this race, but it did look fairly clear that 6 were the way to go. I'm not quite sure how much difference a different setup can make on these F1000 cars as well. One of them looks like trying to find the damp. As their Wheels goes past the 47 car of Daniel Levy. 6.5 minutes of the race left to go. And certainly Elliot Mitchell doing decent lap times, lapping faster than the cars around him.
This is almost like the 1 litre screamers of old in Formula 3 from 1964 to 70. This is brilliant.
Leaders heading on to the back straight now. Onto the Bentley straight, you can see. We're watching Andrew Wheels, also in there Daniel Levy, Adam Walker, Dax Ward. So this is 12th, 13th and 14th together here. They're having a real good scrap. Heading through Palmer now, and on towards Agostini. 88 car of Mark Betts. Trying to find some dampness, isn't he, Mark Betts? So I suspect he's perhaps got the wrong way on tyres. Someone's got the wrong way completely. He's on the grass. That's the 14 car. Adam Walker to spin up ahead. He's the 29 of Dax Ward as well. So he's had a moment. Rejoins though at Agostini. So lots and lots going on further down the order. But for the lead, it is pretty tight now. It is very tight indeed because Watson is in the slipstream of Rob Wellham. Black and white flag for car 21. That's Matthew Minette. Driving standards warning flag going out to him, but the 2 leaders right together, separated by 0.2 of a second. as they started lap number 6. They've got just over 5 minutes to go. Watson looking to the outside of Wellham up at Agostini. Can't make that work, but Wellham has now got a new rival, a new opponent, but equally hard race on his hands as he had when Lee Morgan was right behind him, Marcus.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And Wellham seems to be unfazed by all this. He just sort of gets his head down and concentrates on charging to the next corner. But they're very interesting to see how it's going. Morgan has dropped back out to 8th, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not yet come through again, so we'll see what's going on there. Oh no, there are 2 cars. No, there's 1 car there. So where is Watton now? He's there, but just a few yards further behind Wellham in this 5 seconds. What's clear here is that Watton enjoys the dry conditions much more than he enjoyed the wet that he had this morning and yesterday.
But he's not been out all year, has he? So,
no. So probably, if he tested on Friday, he might have had these conditions then and didn't test in the wet.
I don't think he would have done, because I came up on Friday. It was pretty grim.
Okay. So up to Nelson they go. Still nose to tail between those 2. Yeah, Lee Morgan hasn't come back through. So it's showing now a lap down on our screens. Hampton Walker has just come into the pits as well, number 14. But these 2 together, with probably 2 more laps to go, maybe 3 at the end of this one. They're having a great old bun fight. Rob Wellham, the number 5 car, and number 1, Michael Watson in the tow. Goes to the left. Wellham's making him go all the way out to the left as well. And no change in the order there. Up towards the Wilson hairpin they go. Watson later on the brakes, but they both get around the corner absolutely safely and absolutely together. So a great race this, but now Watson I think was looking up the inside there, but not really a great overtaking opportunity of these cars at Palmer, I don't think. Right, down towards Agostini they go. It's Dan Gordon, number 80, that's running in 3rd place at the moment. Matthew Booth, number 65, is 4th. Dan Clues, number 2, is 5th, and 37 Ben Powney is in 6th position. But it's the top 2 that we're really interested in as they head through Hamilton down towards Oggies now.
And the chaser, Watton, got a little bit out on the curb there, a little bit ragged, but he's right back on it. He's determined to get into that slipstream again, which he's going to be as he comes through Williams onto the Bentley Straight.
Yep, with 2 minutes and a half to go in this race. Really close between those 2. Not really seemingly able to use the tow along the Bentley Straight though, isn't Michael Watton. He's still tucked in behind Rob Wellham there as they come through the S's, Brundle and Nelson.
Yeah, he's kind of there to punish an error, but he's just not quite close enough onto the straight. Now he's very, very close, and there's I think leader just clipped the curve on the inside there at Bombhole, unsettled the car a fraction, but certainly hasn't flapped Rob Wellham.
As they are making their way into Murray's once again, with a minute 53 left on the clock. So yes, I think they will go on to their last lap this time. Over the line they now go. And now it's a look up the inside for Watton in the number 1 car. And he's not really close enough to do anything there.
I thought he might try something a little bit different, but there was probably not the place to do it.
Yeah, up towards the Wilson hairpin now. Is this the place to do it? No. Stays in behind him.
If you go up the inside into Richards, you compromise your line too much. You can get to the apex, run out of road on the exit.
Best lap of the race, by the way, is a 1:51.77 for Michael Watton. Wellham's done a 1:52.93. Gore 1:53.14 in 3rd place, but he's about 5 seconds behind these 2 leaders who are working their way around the final lap.
Well, lock up there for Watton.
Yeah, and so that started his chances through Agostini. So about half a lap to go now through the left-hander at Hamilton. The quite quick left-hander there. He's about 8 car lengths back as they head into Oggies is Michael Watton. So Rob Wellham half a lap away then from doing the double on Snetterton 300 Sunday. Yesterday's race he didn't feature right at the sharp end. So down the Bentley Straight they come for the final time. Can Watton utilise the tow here? He's not really close enough, is he, Marcus?
No, he's not, and he's several lengths down, turning into the left-hander at Brundle, now into Nelson. which is a difficult one, but he's quick through there, and he comes out and he's probably halved that gap again as they go into the long, almost never-ending right-hander. Can he pull something out of the bag at the last minute at Coram, or down into Murray's for the last time?
That's where they're heading now. It's looking like he's trying to get up on the inside. It's not a great overtaking opportunity now, so it's all about the drag race to the line. It's about a couple of car lengths ahead as they come out of Murray's. It's Wellham ahead. Is he going to try and pull alongside? No, he's not. And the checkered flag waves, and it's victory to Rob Wellham by 9/100ths of a second. Michael Watson in second place. Third place goes to number 80, Dan Gore. In fourth place, it's the number 65 car of Matthew Booth. Thank you, Josh. Fifth to number 2, Dan Clues. Fourth number 2, Dan Clues. Fifth to number 65, Matthew Booth, our champion then. And Ben Powney should be the next car through in sixth position. But a great effort again, that, Marcus, from Rob Wellham.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. He didn't make a mistake. He was under intense pressure for nearly all the way, and from that extraordinary overtaking manoeuvre into the first corner, when he went round the outside of Lee Morgan, it was an absolutely first-class performance. Brilliant drive from the young man from Suffolk.
Yeah, and with that result as well, with Lee Morgan not finishing there, Dan Clues pinches second place in the championship as well, by my reckoning. So we have Matt Booth finishing on 369 points, Dan Clues 322, and Lee Morgan 319 unofficially. That's how the championship wraps up. Then a good first season in single-seaters for Matt Booth. Ended with a relatively subdued drive to fifth position, but it was all about bringing the car home and avoiding incident, avoiding any possibility of a disqualification, which is the only thing that could have stymied his championship. Unfortunately, Morgan had that big spin at Murray's and then has retired the car subsequently. So not a particularly happy way for him to end the year, as the rest of these cars flash past. It's almost like they're in a different class, isn't it? But flashing across the line, you had Dax Ward 8th, number 29. 9th is number 21, Matthew Minette. 10th place goes to 69, Eddie Falkingham. 11th to 67, Andrew Wheels. 12th to 47, Dan Levin. 13th to number 88, Mark Betts. And I think those will be the only finishers that we have, with Elliot Mitchell a couple of laps down, having joined the race late. So that's the end of 365 Hosts F1000 season. A tremendous first year running on the 750 Motor Club bill. Really enjoyed their presence in the paddock and the brilliant races that they have produced, and we look forward to seeing more of those during the course of next year. They've joined, of course, from the British Racing and Sports Car Club with another championship heading in the same direction for 2020, with the last few days the Alfa Romeo Championship, which is also run with the BRSCC for many years, switching to the auspices of the 750 Motor Club next year, and I'm sure they will be equally a popular addition to the 750 Motor Club paddock for 2020. So 2 more races to come here today. We've got the Demon Twix Yokohama Classic Stock Catch coming up next, and the BMW Car Club Racing Championship to round off what has been a very good weekend's racing at Snetterton in sometimes rather unkind conditions, but looking forward to 2 cracking races to round off the season. We've got the drivers about to be brought into the pit lane, and once they get towards this end of it, they will be into the clutches of Matt Suckling once again, and he'll be there to speak with our top 3. Dan Gore, who's got another podium finish, that's his 5th of the season, I reckon. Michael Watton, the champion from last year, outgoing champion, replaced by Matthew Booth, and Rob Wellham, who has waited all season for victory, and then he's got 2 of them on the same day, and he was very pleased to get one early on. I'm sure he'll be equally delighted to have doubled up in the second of the races here. Again, applause from downstairs. He got 4th yesterday, so I should think as well he'll be the champion of the circuit with 2 wins and a 4th place. That bodes very well for getting the most points out of everyone at the circuit this weekend, so I would think it's Rob Wellham who's the Snetterton champion now in the 365 Hosts F1000 Championship. Lots of hogs and lots of embraces going on down there in the pit lane, none of them involving Matt Suckling, I don't think, but let's head down to Matt now.
No, not just yet, Ian. I'll save that for later. Right then, so Rob Wellham, as you said, jumps out for his second victory here at Snetterton this weekend, and he should be the circuit champion as well. And he looks delighted. He looks a bit emotional as well at the same time, to be fair. So we'll just let Rob get himself sorted, get the gloves off and the race helmet. A few more hugs to go around as well, which is great from all the family and team members down here. Big crowd for F1000, and as you said, a nice addition to the 750 Motor Club season for 2019. I think he's going to go around and congratulate the likes of Michael Watton in second place and Dan Gore in third place as well. So many handshakes and many hugs. Hopefully we'll get a word very shortly because they keep walking away from us. But Liam Fahy is on hand to give out garlands and winners' hats. So we'll just grab Rob if we can. It is pretty much sorted now. There you go, Rob. Grab yourself a second garland of the weekend and a winner's hat to go with it as well here from Snetterton. And we can congratulate you on your second victory of the weekend. Second victory ever. And we said, just like buses, one comes along, then they're all kind of lined up behind you.
Well, I just hope we can carry this on for next year, but this wouldn't be possible without Jedi Race Cars and my mechanic, Dom, and all the support I've been given this weekend by all my family and the two twins that came up yesterday and gave me a massive support and boost. Oh, I like this. It's a good feeling, but, geez, Mike was right on my tail, and congratulations to him by keeping it on the track and trying to attack me, but great racing between us both. I don't know what happened to Lee. I think I might have broke a bit too early for him, and he might have had to avoid hitting me, which is a shame, but I hope he's okay.
You had a little spin at Murray's there, just dropped him down the field, but good win for you there. Harder work than race number 2, of course. It was a little drier, so everyone was on your case.
Yeah, I'm surprised how dry it was out there. Like the first corner, when we went first, when we got left the assembly area, I was like, yeah, this is pretty wet, and I was like, maybe we should have gone wets, and then got all the way around all the way around the track, and it was completely bone dry. Apart from going into the infield section where the hill is, that corner. That was quite wet, but no, it was an awesome race.
Good stuff. Well done to Rob Wellham there, the victory in the final F1000 race here at Snetterton, and of course of 2019. For now, though, we turn our attention to the second race of the day for the Classic Stock Hatch Championship.